Dear S, these days, I listen to the Carpenters, and I am no longer only reminded of my own mother, who loves their music oh so much, as shown by her YouTube search history, wherein I deal with an algorithm that always offers close to you for me to listen to. I've grown to love Karen and Richard oh so much, even to the point that I consider Karen to be one of the greatest female vocalists of all time, or probably even the greatest female vocalist of all time. And such love can be traced back to my mother, who has introduced me to their music. I didn't expect it, but now I am also reminded of your mother, who has told me awesome stories about her being a fan of the Carpenters too, especially when she was 16 or 17, back in the sweet 80s. I don't know if you know, but she and I have really cool conversations when you're not around. And there's one notable one that I'd like to bring up today. This essay is basically me stating something about your mother that makes me think that she is indeed cool. I guess now we know where you got a part of your coolness from, my dear. A few Saturdays back, I came to your residence to obviously see you, for the college gloom of the week has caused me to long for your beautiful presence of real sunshine. But you were asleep, and they did say that you were planning to sleep all day, therefore I didn't wake you up. I understood such a need for rest, for I know that the whole week pushes you to study all day and work all night. So I just decided to converse with your mother, for in your residence I love everyone, and I long to engage with and treat everyone with kindness, whether it's your sisters, your parents, or your nephews. The goodness and kindness that my love emits shall not only fall on you. Anyway, your mother and I talked about the great music from the 80s, for music is always on my mind, and at the same time, she was blasting Whitney Houston and Richard Sanderson on the speakers. Therefore, the conversation was just right around the corner, waiting to come out and about. We got to a point wherein I mentioned the Carpenters, for they are one of the many things about the 70s and the 80s that I personally love, and she explained to me how much of a fan she was of the great duo too. The awesome part of her explanation that really got me was when she told me the story of what she used to do in the 80s when she was 16 to 17 years old. Goodness, I never knew that your mother used to be in a band in some bar/restaurant wherein she sang lead vocals, sometimes with her peer chick friend, backed by musician boys who were in their 20s, wherein they had a drummer with a handsome voice, as she said, making me think if they had Phil Collins in their band. She told me about how she was kinda famous in town for such a while, covering the romantic 80s favorites for some cash and free soda, with her amazing Tiffany Darwish voice that she has grown to lose over the years. Although I personally wouldn't say that your mother has completely lost her good singing voice. Shifting the discussion back to the Carpenters, your mother told me that she'd be on stage for a while in that restaurant bar, not just singing songs by the Carpenters, but she'd be singing seemingly 15 Carpenters songs, if I remember correctly, knowing them by heart. I thought that was really cool. Your mother did tell me though that their days as a band came to an end after a while, due to each having personal reasons, leaving her to miss the experience more than like 20 years after. As a dude who spends a lot of his time working with bands and music, it makes me wonder how long my bands or my music projects will last. Hopefully, I'll be sticking to music until the day I die. This conversation with your mother over an afternoon snack of potato chips and Coca-Cola really made me see that she and I have some cool commonalities, ones that you and I don't even have, because we are very different. With me and my love for bands like Sonic Youth, and you with your love for that EXO group that I find pretty boring, but with me finding deep love for you despite such differences. With this, I shall now remember both our mothers whenever I listen to the Carpenters, as I remember my own mother and how she showered me with their music through the years, allowing my love for Richard and Karen to grow into what it is now. And as I also remember the awesome story of your mother, who used to sing a lot of their songs in a restaurant bar when she was a teen with her band in the 80s, and how she lived some sort of little rock star life in a local scene, which I personally think is really cool. My dear, I know you were asleep at that time, extremely tired from the pressures of school and work, but I wish you were there to listen to the story too. But with or without you, I had a great time listening to your mother's story. You inherited her awesomeness, my dear. I'll tell you that. Sincerely, the Stonish. If in any way you were able to find this essay, my dear, then I hope you enjoyed it. And to the audience of this that is not you, S, I hope you enjoyed it. Before I leave, I would like to wish everyone a good day, and I pray that it gets better if a bad day is to come. This is the Stonish saying, goodbye, Yellow Brick Road.
Whisper to me softly, let your troubles float away. Chain kong ti pang gon chain guy, ten guy, ten guy, ten guy. I remember as a child, a girl, a lamb, Papa smiled.